All right, so here today we have a little bit of a mirror project that we're getting ready to do. This was an older mirror. Couldn't tell you how old. I would say 1920s, 1930s, maybe a little older than that. You can see here I'm just popping off the bracket that they had screwed onto the back. And then this particular one was, the mirror was held in wedges, which you'll see here in a little bit. And then it had this wood backing on here that was just held on with little finish nails. Just trying to go slow here because they like to break, and I'd rather be able to put anything back the way it was rather than having to replace anything. So coming around here, it actually came off fairly easy. Sometimes these are a pain in the butt. You get these nails, hammered into an older oak frame, and they can really be a bear to get out sometimes. I forget what the little patch was there, but it was like an old advertisement, something they had cut like a piece of tin off of. So I'm banging the nails back out here so I can fit all those back in afterwards, and I don't have to replace all of them. These went in pretty good, so I didn't change the hole positions when I actually put it back together. You'll see this later. The nails actually went in pretty good and held everything in tight. So I had the one little piece out, but now you can see we're coming up. We've got these, you can see the wedges right in here. They're just a little triangle, and they would wedge them down between the frame and the mirror to hold everything in tight. They're not always like everything else on these older frames. They don't always come out real easy. Taking my time here because they like to splinter up, and I didn't want to have to remake them or just silicone this mirror in rather than having it held in like it originally was. I was glad I was able to get it back to what was original. So here, still just fighting out more of them, taking my time. The pry bars and then that little tiny tack hammer that I have definitely help with this. And it also helped that I don't know that this frame was oak, because like I said before, you pound a nail into some oak, and one, it's hard to pound into. Once the nail's in there, it's really in there. So there we go, we're coming around. We've about got this out. I think there's 3 more left here. Sorry, I'm kind of off to the side here. Could have got a better angle, but I actually had my TikTok live camera going at the same time, so this was an afterthought for me to throw up my GoPro and film this at the same time. I kind of wish I had done it the other way around and done the TikTok live off to the side a little bit and been a little more straight on with the GoPro. You can see somewhere farther up in this video, you'll see where I show some things to the camera. I hoped I remembered to hold them up, but you can see this mirror really wasn't too bad for being an old mirror. It just looked like it had been washed really poorly. I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah, it was one of those things where the mirror didn't look terrible. Some of the older frames, when the mirror's bad, it looks good. This was not the case with this mirror. It just looked bad. If it had had a few little scratches or desilvering where it wasn't so rough, it wouldn't have been so bad. But this one just really did look dirty all the time. So she had to swap it out. So you can see we got everything out there. We got a nice little channel. Pop the mirror out here. Move some stuff out of the way. Get a good measurement. Just using black felt tip marker on that to mark down my size, so I know what I need to cut. This is at double speed. I'm not this quick. It took a little while to do this, so. And I have my setting up the speed cutters. Had found a nice clean piece of mirror already. Checked it out to make sure there were no scratches. Of course, safety gloves, which I am terrible about. But for the videos, I try to make it look like I'm safe all the time. So got a good little snap on it. Just put my pen under that mirror and snap it to make it nice and easy. I forget what size it was. It was like 14 and a half or 12 and a half, 32. And I'm just trying to remember off of memory. But yeah, you can see the speed cutters makes really quick work of cutting these mirrors. One way, the other way, I do a quick sand on the edges here, so that way it doesn't fight into the frame so much, get caught on any of the wood. You can see a few of the little edits I had to do here. Mainly I did edits in this video, just trying to eliminate where I was walking out of the video. You can kind of see there's not a whole lot of difference. Like I said, the damage really didn't show up in the video. I probably could have got a close-up to show it, but see, I'll get it fit back in here. Now, searching for my little triangles, get those pop back in. I give up. There's no way I'm going to beat these nails back in there. So you'll see here in a second, I just decide to, the wedges are popping back in, and they're going to fit really well. I just gave up on using the hammer, that little tack hammer, and beating nails into this wood, into this old wood, just doesn't work out. So I'm going to grab the brad gun here in a second and make quick work of this. Trying to use a punch. Sometimes you do things and you hope, and this time it just didn't quite work out. So hurry up, Jim, get to the point, grab your brad gun, stop wasting time. So make sure all these fit back in, getting all the nails out of them. They really weren't bad condition. Sometimes when you pop out these little triangles or wedges that they use to hold the mirror in, sometimes when you pop them out, they really just break. Yeah, there's me being optimistic again with the punch and trying to not bend 100-year-old nail. So I think by now I've almost given up on it. I'm not very quick when it comes to things like that, so we're pulling them out using the pliers there, using some needle nose, getting them all out, get them out of the way. Oh, yeah, I was real slow to make the decision on this one. We'll get them all set in place. I think I had got the vision in my head of just using the brad nailer. And the only bad thing about the brad nailer is you'll see it here soon. You have to make sure you get the right angle, because I've done it before where you get that brad going through there and you get the brad nailer on there and you aim it the wrong direction and poof, there goes the mirror you just spent half an hour replacing, is now in 3 or 4 pieces, and now you got to do it on your own dime. So I'm not very talented with the nail gun. So it took me a little bit to get everything lined up here. But it works out real well. They go in. Didn't cause any more damage to the wood, which I was trying to avoid any more damage to the wood because it is an older antique. There you go. You can see they're holding in. Got one more here. Jink. There we go. Got that back in. Now I'm going to take my time and get that wood back on the back of the frame. You can see him talking, but that audio's gone. And we'll line this up. It takes me about 4 tries of lining this up before I finally get to the right place where it actually goes in. But the customer was real happy. She picked this up. Let's see, I did this last week or the week before. She picked this up and was real happy. You can see here, I'll have to pull those nails back out because it's not the right alignment on it. So we'll get it back on track here in a minute. Now we're just start at the bottom. I think I have to pull this one too. I really did. I had a hard time lining this up. I don't know why I kept getting in the wrong spot. So there we go. Now I got it. Nope. One more time. Look at that. Still couldn't get it. Huh. Looks... What are we doing? I don't remember. It's been a while since I did this video. There we go. We're all lined up. We'll shoot back around here, get all these nails back in. These are going fairly easy because I used the same holes as before, and the nails did go back in pretty tight, so I wasn't worried about that. The mirror's also secured in there, so I wasn't too worried about the mirror letting go. You can see it's all nice and finished up back there. Now we got to get the hanger back on the mirror and get it fixed up. You get to see my fancy filming setup there. And this was a newer setup because there's a Phillips head screw with just a wire on it to put that in. But yeah, the customer was very happy, so this was a nice job. These are always, I enjoy doing jobs like this. They're not your standard window. Sometimes you pop these picture frames open, or the old mirror frames open, and there's old advertisements in there that they use for the backing on it. There's just, you'll find all kinds of stuff. This one wasn't too excited about finding neat stuff, but it was a very nice job, and got that mirror all cleaned up so she has a nice new picture frame.